guys, welcome to the Blurred Nerds YouTube channel. I'm your host, the Geekfather, and I'm here today to bring you a review of Mortal Kombat. If you like our videos and you feel like you want to, hit the like button down below, subscribe, do all that stuff down there. Hit the bell notification so that when we bring you new content, you are the first to know. Now, on to the review.
The target has superhuman abilities.
Now, the new movie in Warner Brothers' slate of simultaneous HBO Max / theater releases is a remake of sorts of a classic video game movie from the mid-1990s, the one we all know and love, Mortal Kombat!
Three strangers.
Anyone who is even casually familiar with video games knows Mortal Kombat was created in 1992 by Ed Boon and John Tobias, who worked for Midway Games, and it was an innovative arcade game at the time because it was the first one to use real actors that were digitized into the game, and it used blood, guts, and fatalities into the mix.
Wins.
We didn't have that before. And, being a kid in the 90s, it was cool. You could finish your, opponent with a flourish. Like, yeah, dude, I owned you. I kicked your ass. And now the coup de grace. You did the up, down, down, half circle, kick and punch button at the same time, whatever it was. And you could rip someone's spine out of their body. And it was fantastic.
Finish him. Sub-Zero wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Now, the movie, however, it isn't as fantastic at all. It doesn't break any new ground, but rehashes the same story. How many times can you tell a story about a fighting tournament to save the Earth, really? Really? This iteration benefits from stellar special effects, however, a lot better than the ones from the 90s. Throwing more money at something, though, doesn't always end up making it better. The combat in this is far superior to the original. The fights are well choreographed and put the talents of Hiroyuki Sanada, who plays Scorpion, and Joe Taslim, who plays Sub-Zero, they put them in the spotlight. Their fight is pretty much the highlight of the movie. The perspective of this one is told through the eyes of a new character, Cole Young. It's a very creative name. Played by Louis Tan. He was created just for this movie, I guess, and it feels wholly unnecessary. I don't want to blame the actor, but the character is very wooden. I mean, even for a dumb, gory fight fest like this, you could still do better. Now, I would have much rather spent time focused on Liu Kang, Jax, Sonya Blade, or Kano. Especially Kano. Josh Lawson plays Kano brilliantly. He basically carries this whole movie. I'm surprised he didn't have back problems afterward because he was literally holding up the whole show. Now, I would have watched an entirely separate non-combat movie with his character. That's how awesome he was. He got all the best lines, and he just basically just ate up and chewed up all the scenery, and I loved it.
You beauty.
Now, but you aren't watching this for good acting or plot, right? Am I right? No. If you are, you're in the wrong place. You're here for the blood and the guts. On that front, this movie does not disappoint. Many familiar moves and fatalities are on gloriously gory display. A couple are goofy, but a few stand out and will have you going, "Oh, damn!" Out loud, like I did, like legit. There's one that Kung Lao does. You just got to see it. It's crazy.
Flawless victory.
This movie ends kind of, though, on a pretty obvious cliffhanger, as the plans are to make more of them, like this is obviously going to be at least a trilogy, I would think. This movie falls into the same problem, though, that all video game movies do. Video games, by their nature, make the player an active participant in the story. You control the events within the larger frame of the story of the game. Whereas movies, you're just an active participant. You're not an active participant. You're passive. You sit and you watch, and you have to, I guess, take in whatever story is given to you. And this one, yeah, nah. That's maybe part of the why video game movies don't tend to do very well. They often turn out to be fatalities. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's hard to adapt source material that appeals to a large gamer audience for movies, because gamers have an expectation to see something, and then the general movie going audience wants to see this stuff too. And hell, I would have watched something if they had just adapted the game literally onto the screen. Like they just had the fight tower, and you just picked a fighter and you went through the whole thing. I would have watched that, because it's just fatalities and blood and guts and gore, and that's all this movie really is, and that's all I guess it needs to be still. And good fights, gory fatalities. The special effects were good. Kano is fun, but the plot is weak. A lot of the acting besides Kano is very lackluster. And it did lack a lot of the favorite characters that I was expecting that didn't show up. Maybe they're saving them for the sequel. I just think it's a gamble, because you may not get a sequel depending on the reception of this movie. And I got to say, I was sort of disappointed. Mortal Kombat, I gave it 5 fatalities out of 10.
Fatality.
And that's it. That's the review. Thank you guys for checking out our channel. And hopefully we're going to have some new stuff. Me and Lil Bit are going to have some announcements here in the coming days that we're going to be real excited about. So stay tuned. And until then, kill them all. No. Yeah, well, I guess in Mortal Kombat, you do try to kill them all. I never know how to end these. Until next time, don't forget your pillow.